What I've come here to tell Nigerians through you is that the body should simply disband itself or risk being forcibly so disbanded by all security agencies.
National Security Council rises with reaffirmation for a more secure Nigeria by year's end.
As a result of the heavy downpour in Mairawani Primary School of Yola South, building collapsed on the pupils.
25 killed, scores injured in Adamawa flooding.
You brought glory and honor to our country. And today, on behalf of the nation, I say thank you.
Commonwealth Games 2022 Team Nigeria bags national honors and cash reward for excellence.
12 billion against a staff strength of 500. You know, that's on the high side, don't you think?
Also tonight, House queries Pencom over 12 billion naira personal cost. Hello and a warm welcome to NTA Network News. We're reaching you live from Abuja. I am Jummai Yusuf. Hingaro John Adams is in Lagos and will be joining us in the course of this broadcast. Remember, you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, on all our social media platforms displayed on the screen for updates. Begin with security. The National Security Council is reassuring Nigerians that the Buhari administration will not hand over a security-challenged country to the next administration. Interior Minister Rauf Aregbesola, who spoke to journalists after the council's meeting, maintains that all things being equal, a relatively peaceful, stable and secure Nigeria will be achieved by December this year. State House correspondent Adam Musambu reports.
The National Security Council meeting was summoned by President Muhammadu Buhari to once again review the nation's security situation. At the meeting, all the service chiefs, Inspector General of Police, and heads of other security services took turns to give updates on the level of execution of the presidential mandate targeted at bringing to an end the various national security concerns. Consequently, the council expressed satisfaction with a massive onslaught against the enemies of the land by all the security forces and the major gains recorded so far.
The strategy of engagement has changed, and we are happy with the results we are getting. We are moving to the phase of consolidation of all those gains, so that by December, as ordered by the chairman of the council, the president, which I've said to all Nigerians before now, that will put essentially most of the challenges of banditry, particularly insurgency, kidnapping for ransom, criminalities of that nature, far, far behind us. And we are assuring Nigerians that we are concerned about those Nigerians that are still in captivity of these criminals. And we are not sparing efforts. We will get them all out safe. And all those who are today, they are doctors, they are kidnappers, who face the wrath of law.
The council also reviewed the role played by the Nigeria police during the last Anambra, Ekiti, and Osun governorship elections, describing as reassuring the high level of professionalism, responsibility, and patriotism exhibited by the force.
Those elections have demonstrated our commitment to democracy and expression of the will of the people at the polls.
This is not unusual. We are making every effort to ensure that Nigerians appreciate what the police are doing. Police are there to serve them. The police are there to ensure maintenance of peace and tranquility. And we urge all Nigerians to cooperate with the police to ensure that we maintain peace in this country.
Members of the council, however, expressed concern over the existence of some illegal outfits impersonating legitimate security agencies in the country. One of them is a national task force to combat illegal importation of small arms ammunition, and light weapons, not force.
What I've come here to tell Nigerians through you is that the body should simply disband itself or risk being forcibly so disbanded by all security agencies. It's unknown to Nigerian law. We are not singling out NAT force alone. All such bodies that impersonate security agencies and commit illegality all over the place.
The issue of unlawful weapons, arms, and ammunition are being properly managed by the office of the NSC. And we don't think any private organization should come into this security issue and try to bastardize it. And that's why we are insisting that they should disband themselves, or government will disband them.
The Minister of Police Affairs used the opportunity to confirm that President Muhammadu Buhari has formally accepted the resignation of the Chairman Police Service Commission, Musliu Smith, on health grounds. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, 286 foreign nationals have been granted Nigerian citizenship in furtherance of federal government commitment towards removing as many people as possible from statelessness. At the award ceremony, President Buhari urged them to be good citizens of the country as they begin to enjoy all the rights and privileges. Again, State House correspondent Adamu Sambu tells us more.
I hereby confer on all of you the citizenship of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Out of the 286 foreign nationals granted Nigerian citizenship, 208 by naturalization, while the remaining 78 by registration. One of them is 72-year-old Catherine Theresa Barrera, an American citizen who arrived in Nigeria in 1974 at the age of 24. President Muhammadu Buhari, who formally welcomed the new citizens into the Nigerian family, urged them to make positive and useful contributions to the advancement, progress, and well-being of the different communities they reside in.
No matter where you come from or what faith you practice, Nigeria is now your home and pride and joy. When you give your love and loyalty to Nigeria, she returns her love and loyalty to you.
Nigeria, he further emphasized, is a nation united by the principles of opportunity, equality, and liberty enshrined in her constitution. The president said the new citizens are therefore expected to abide by the ideals and institution of the Nigerian national flag, anthem, pledge, and respect for all constituted authorities.
I further urge that you be in accord with our national ethics and code of conduct as citizens of Nigeria. All those concerned with immigration matters are to offer our new citizens quick legal identification. Also, their local governments should assist with their integration in the local community to enable them enjoy all the entitlements of a Nigerian citizen.
President Buhari reiterated his administration's commitment to the strategic role Nigeria plays in the Committee of Nations in its quest for greater human integration towards ensuring peace and prosperity. Interior Minister Rauf Arebeshola described the conferment ceremony as a celebration of the oneness of the human race, consistent with the Buhari administration's efforts at laying a solid socio-economic and political foundation that will thrust Nigeria into one of the top 20 economies in the world.
The acquisition of the Nigerian citizenship is a great privilege, since not everyone that applied became successful. You must therefore guard jealously your new status by being Nigerian in deed and truth. Be rest assured that the full powers and resources of the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will be deployed to support you and to make you succeed in all your legitimate endeavors.
The new Nigerian citizens, the minister said, are from the United States, Europe, the Americas, Asia, Middle East, Oceania, and Africa, who have seen the good in Nigeria. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
In the meantime, those who benefited from the conferment of Nigerian citizenship say they are highly honored to have become citizens of a great nation. They spoke in an interview with correspondent Abdurrahman Osman Jibrila.
I've been traveling in the country from Maiduguri, Kano, down to Port Harcourt, Enugu, and I proudly say that even the first floor the company of my father installed in 1979, 1980 in Umur here, those floors are still in use. And I think that is a good record.
People are really nice. They are very respectful to us. I like them. I like the country, the serene beauty of Nigeria, natural environment. It's incredible.
The business here is good, and the environment for family is very nice. So we are planning to be Nigerian for life.
Today is a very special day for me because I collect the certificate. Because since 10 years I am processing the certificate, we get it, thank God. I'm so happy because I love Nigeria.
President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed Nigeria's formal appreciation to the nation's athletes for igniting the spirit of victory and projecting a positive image for the country amongst the Committee of Nations during the last Commonwealth Games and World Athletics Championship consequently. The president approved national honors, awards and cash rewards for members of the team, saying their outstanding performance are consistent with the determination of a nation yearning for excellence. Again, State House correspondent Adam Sambu has the details.
12 times the world stood still as our green, white-green national flag was hoisted and the national anthem recited.
Without doubt, 2022 is an outstanding year in the history of Nigerian sports. 35 times these athletes made it to the podium, amongst them the Commonwealth Games and World Athletics Championship record holder, Toby Amusan. The highly elated President Buhari takes pride in the fact that the radar of the world beamed on Nigeria at her hour of sporting glory.
I watched with millions of Nigerians those exciting moments when you all brought smiles to us and our homes by breaking world, national, and games records, as well as achieving personal best in your careers. You brought glory and honor to our country. And today, on behalf of the nation, I say thank you.
The president, who mentioned the names of all the athletes who registered Nigeria's name in the global world of champions individually, said their positive achievements will no doubt reawaken Nigeria's greater commitment to sports development.
I thank you for competing among the best in the world and displaying the God-given attributes of the real Nigerian: never give up, strive to the end. Sport is now business in Nigeria, and I urge more organizations to support the government in investing in our sportsmen and women.
With female athletes constituting 95% of the medalists, Women Affairs Minister Pauline Talen stood to be counted at the presidential reception.
We will continue from where you stopped, Mr. President, to celebrate these great Amazons, where some of the golden girls will be inducted into the Nigerian Women Hall of Fame.
Congratulations, our worthy athletes and ambassadors. This is just a starting point for you in your careers as you exhibit the true sense of Nigerian patriotism.
Sports Minister Sunday Dare thanked President Buhari for being a greater source of encouragement and support to the teeming youth in sports and other areas, saying his administration's investment in youth and sports development will continue to yield dividends for a very long time.
This presidential reception stands as adroit testimony to your belief that Nigeria's road to greatness, though sometimes bumpy, cannot be denied. It is assured. Nigeria, under your administration, has served notice that it will show up, it will compete for every laurel available, not only in sports, but also in youth development, in economic progress, in social emancipation, in political development.
And for doing the nation proud, the athletes were formally decorated with their various National Honors Awards by President Muhammadu Buhari, the first since coming to power in 2015. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Indeed, give honor to whom honor is due. Let's take some messages. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. As the nation's sportsmen and women continue to receive recognition, the question may be asked, what next after sports for the athletes? Well, the Youth and Sports Development Ministry is putting together plans for them to be entrepreneurs, and this means the creation of easy access to finance their business. Minister of Youth and Sports Development Sunday Dare revealed this while featuring at the 51st session of the State House press briefing organized by the presidential media team headed by Femi Adesina. State House correspondent Jide Onifadi reports.
It is normal to appreciate and celebrate your own. And so these accolades are given to these athletes who the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, proudly presents as the new stars of the nation. Perhaps this is the first time Nigeria went to the Games without small contingent, but which produced world beaters. What has changed?
The first time we had a seat at the table at the ARPG, the successor plan, which is the National Development Plan, 2021 to 2025, where sports got 80 billion and youth was allocated 60 billion. Of course, the funding of that National Development Plan will be by both the public and the private sector. So you look at it, a quantum of 140 billion for youth and sports never happened before. Our athletes have been disciplined, they've been focused, they've been committed, even when sometimes our resources cannot get to them early.
Before the sudden break, at a time in Nigeria, private organizations were involved in sports development, just as in other climes. Sunday Dare says the present government, through its commitment to the development of the youth of the country and sports, has awakened the interest of private organizations, which are now in partnership with government in discovering and showcasing talents.
We've seen corporate organizations, more than 14 of them, support us, raising close to $1 million that went directly to our athletes. We've seen two wealthy individuals.
The minister also speaks on other plans put in place to support the Nigerian youth.
We go to council to ask for youth banks to be established. I think we will have dealt a blow to the question of lack of access to finance and credit, the debt of entrepreneurship among our youth, and then we'll have given our youth the opportunity to be able to reach for the skies.
The moment was more of a finally kind of moment for the hard work, the sacrifices, the dedication.
I'm happy, I'm excited, thanks to the president.
President Muhammadu Buhari also receives commendation for the interventions he is making in sports and youth development in the country. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Britons continue to mourn the passing of the Queen of England as tens of thousands of mourners continue to stay in line to pay homage to late Queen Elizabeth II, who is lying in state in Westminster Hall, where she will remain until the morning of Monday, September 19th, the day slated for the funeral. Charles Alpha tells us more.
The huge queue has already formed and it will end along the South Bank, past the National Theatre, the Tate Modern and Belfast, through the Southwark Park. On Friday, the Queen's coffin will lie in state for the second full day in Westminster Hall, where people will be able to pay their respect in front of the Queen's coffin in the centre of London. The queue was 4 kilometers long on Wednesday night. Tens of thousands of mourners, some waiting through the night, queued for hours Thursday to pay their last respects to the Queen Elizabeth II on the first full day of her coffin lying in state.
There ye may be also.
King Charles III and Camilla
And
will
whither
travel to
I go,
Wales,
ye know,
marking the last of
and the
his
way
visit to all four
ye know.
nations of the UK as king. Britain's longest-serving monarch, who died a week ago, aged 96, after 70 years on the throne, is at rest in Westminster Hall ahead of Monday's state funeral at neighboring Westminster Abbey. Her casket, mounted on a platform, flag in the Royal Standard flag and bearing imperial state crown, plus her ceremonial orbs and scepter with tall, flickering candles standing at each corner. World leaders are expected to say their final goodbyes to the Queen at her funeral on Monday. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Indeed, she'll be missed. Now let's bring you up to speed with other news making the rounds. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu has cautioned civil society groups not to heat up the polity, but contribute in ensuring that the 2023 general elections are successfully held. INEC Chairman stated this while reacting to a press briefing by a civil society group alleging that INEC has doctored the voter register.
It has become necessary to make an important clarification in respect of a statement attributed to a section of civil society organizations. The Commission was accused of failure to display the voters' register as provided by Section 19, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2022. This claim is incorrect. What the Commission displayed for claims and objections in our local government area office nationwide for a period of 1 week from 15th to 21st August 2022 was not the entire register of voters, but the list of fresh registrants at the end of the fourth quarter of the continuous voter registration exercise. We wish to assure Nigerians that the Commission will display the comprehensive register in all the 8,809 wards and 774 local government areas and area councils nationwide as envisaged in Section 19, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2022. This will integrate fresh registrants under the last CBR exercise to the existing register of 84 million voters. The date will be announced as soon as the Commission completes the ongoing automated biometric identification system, the ABIS. We appeal to some of our friends in civil society to be guided accordingly.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Major General Barry Tariye Indiomo as interim administrator of the amnesty program. The General Barry is from Oduni in Sagbama local government area of Bayelsa State and was admitted to the Nigerian Defense Academy as part of 29th Regular Combatant Course. He held several command and staff appointments in the course of his successful military career and retired in December 2017. General Barry also trained as a lawyer, is an alumnus of National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIMS, Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, Badagry, Harvard Kennedy School, and George C. Marshall Center for European Security Studies, among others. To legislative matters, the House of Representatives Committee on Finance wants an explanation from the National Pension Commission on the agency's 12 billion naira personal cost for 2021. The issue came up when the Director General of the PENCOM appeared at the public hearing on the medium-term expenditure framework. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
Documents submitted by PENCOM to the committee for consideration indicated 12 billion naira personnel costs for 2021, while 14.6 billion naira was the amount for 2022. These raised eyebrows and elicited comments from the lawmakers, just as they demanded details of PENCOM's nominal role and personnel costs.
12 billion against a staff strength of 500, that's on the high side, don't you think? This is the minimum of 2.4. Are you telling me that the most junior or the lowest of your employee earn as much as 2 million naira per month?
PENCOM's Director General, however, explained that the cost covers other activities.
We have to build capacity. We have to create awareness. That is one of the expenses where we have to train them in the best of places. If we don't pay these salaries we pay, we are going to submit to what is known as regulatory capture. What this means is that our staff will compromise.
The committee also requested the Fiscal Responsibility Commission to compile a list of all agencies that failed to appear at the public hearing for necessary action. Meanwhile, leadership of the House of Representatives says the presidential assent to the Chartered Institute of Treasury Management will provide the needed expertise to prevent distress in the nation's economy.
The importance of this institute cannot be overemphasized, especially against the backdrop of the zeal and determination exhibited by the present administration in the management of our scarce resources.
We know that the issue that bedevils the country is cash management. Once you're able to manage your cash effectively, you have actually solved so much problem in respect of corruption.
This inauguration provided a platform for ideas sharing between public-private treasury managers for legislative inputs towards addressing growth and development in a distressed economy. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Governor Nyebson Wike of Rivers State has signed a law making it mandatory for women not to be cheated out of their share of family inheritance. Now, this is one of the 3 bills recently passed by the Rivers State House of Assembly and assented to by the governor. Ogidi Inyakwere reports.
The bill signed by Governor Wike are Rivers State Prohibition of Containment of Women's Rights to Share in Family Property Law Number 2 of 2022, Rivers State Compulsory Treatment and Care of Victims of Gunshots Law Number 3 of 2022, and Rivers State Pension Reform Amendment Law Number 4 of 2022.
And I'm sure our women will take advantage of this and not to be discouraged, to feel that, look, in this part of society where I come from, I don't own anything. By this law, they're entitled to own anything, to inherit something from their parents.
Majority Leader of the House, Martin Amehule, said the bills were given accelerated hearing by the Assembly, given their importance towards the development of the state. Speaker Ikunyongwaji Ibani remarked that the bills passed into law are people-oriented, especially the bill that empowers women to benefit from family inheritance.
There is no known law in this part of Nigeria that has given them such access.
He assured of continuous synergy between the legislature and the executive to serve the state better. In Port Harcourt, Ogedi Inyakwere, NTA News.
Former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan has advised Nigerians to vote for credible leaders who have the country at heart and would see Nigeria as their project. He gave the advice during an interview with newsmen in Minna after his visit to the former head of state, General Abdusalam Abubakar, after his foreign medical treatment. Jonathan urged youth in the country to ensure that they elected the president who will have the interests of the people and country at heart without compromise. He noted that General Abdusalam Abubakar, who is the chairman of the National Peace Committee, must be under serious pressure ahead of 2023 general elections to ensure a free, fair, credible and peaceful elections. The former president applauded the role of the elder statesman in the country's elections and in Africa while praying for his good health.
About the visits. So what a regular visit that normally do.
Your words to him, sir?
Well, wish him well, wish him, because we need him, because especially now that we're talking about elections. You know, Asia, the National Peace Committee tried to meanwhile the peace process during elections. And this is the time that is needed. I know that there's so much pressure on him now to see what he can do so that the 2020 elections will be conducted freely, fairly, and in an environment that there is peace and love. So the burden is on him, being the chairman of the National Peace Committee. And,
what appeal
do you to encourage him to do that for us? We all wish our country well, especially for the young people. The elections that come in, you have to select the person you believe that will lead us.
He also paid homage to former Military President General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida at his residence in Minna before his departure to Abuja. Now, 5 communities in Niger State have become the latest beneficiaries of the new Renewable Energy Resources Intervention Program of the federal government. The government is harnessing cleaner energy sources to provide access to electricity for rural communities across the country. Joshua Ojitu reports.
A cheering moment for communities in Niger State as federal government light up rural areas with solar-powered mini-grid.
The government has sunk in so much money into this project, and there is a need for the people themselves to appreciate the fact that the government cannot continue to run it for them, and therefore there is a need for them to come forward, ensure that they have a management that would not only provide security for the project, but also ensure its sustenance and maintenance at all times.
So this particular project is 60 kilowatt peak mini grid, hybrid mini grid, where now we use the solar energy actually to generate electricity for the common use of our people and also for productive use.
With capacity to provide clean and affordable electricity to households, small-scale businesses and local facilities, the solar mini grid is expected to engage 65 skilled and unskilled workers in its operation and maintenance, thereby boosting economy and security of the communities.
We have about 10 to 15 rice mills that are being operating on gas and fuel. So I believe this will be a boost to their business activities.
The project being implemented under the Renewable Energy Micro-Utility Program in communities across the country is funded with proceeds of green bond. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
The special envoy to the United States President on Climate, John Kerry, says the U.S. will continue to support African climate adaptation programs. He wants delegates at the African Ministers' Conference on Environment ongoing in Dakar, Senegal, to scale up local adaptation initiatives before the start of COP27 in Egypt. Onenge Fineface tells us more.
African climate adaptation needs are exacerbated by increasing population, existing economic strains, infrastructural deficit, and social insecurities. These, in addition to devastating climate shocks caused mainly by the investment choices of developed nations, require international support to overcome. The United States understands this reality and is ready to take responsibility.
And PREPARE is a whole of U.S. government initiative. 18 U.S. federal agencies are accelerating adaptation action and support, from forecasting of potential damage all the way to finance.
If we're going to build strong, healthy, resilient societies, if we're going to find transformative, sustainable solutions to Africa's environmental challenges, then governments need to forge deep, diverse partnerships that nurture collaboration at every level of society.
The continent needs finance, technology, data, climate awareness, and governance to strengthen existing adaptation programs and projects.
Developed countries must step up their actions and provide scale-up annual climate finance to respond to the need of vulnerable developing countries.
It's long overdue. Waiting for all pledges and commitments that are not coming, and when it's set to be available, the conditions around it are almost unattainable. So it's looking inward to see how Africa begin to tackle their own problem, but their own ways.
COP27 in Egypt is an opportunity for Africa to get this support to boost its adaptation initiative. Onengie Fineface, NTA News.
It's time to join Hingino in Lagos. Hello, Hingino.
Hello, Jumai. Having spent 10 on the throne of her forebears, Queen Elizabeth II breathed her last in the presence of her family. While the world still mourns her, it was time for the British Deputy High Commissioner in Lagos to honor and celebrate the Queen's legacy as dignitaries, including Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, joined a commemoration service in memory of Her Majesty. Adeola Komiakere reports. The short commemoration service to honor Her Majesty's memory and celebrate her love for humanity was done in accordance with her last wishes.
Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II volunteered for the British Army when she was aged 18 and served during the Second World War. She learned how to maintain ambulances and trucks.
Prayers were offered for His Majesty King Charles III to be successful.
We pray for our new king. Let it reign on the life of our nation.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who was a special guest at the service, spoke of her unprecedented reign over Great Britain.
I won't lay claim to have met her personally, but watching from afar, you could see a woman of grace, a woman who indeed, has transformed life, has built bridges in the entire Commonwealth community.
Former Commonwealth Secretary General Emeka Nyako, another guest, described the Queen as an exceptional head of the Commonwealth.
She was dedicated and committed to the Commonwealth.
Once you meet her and she starts to talk to you, you just feel like you are talking to an old friend. I think that's a great legacy for world leaders.
She truly was a stateswoman who stood above politics in such a profound, decent, and soft-touch manner. She was very, very consistent with her relationship with the church.
Earlier, the British Deputy High Commissioner Ben Llewellyn-Jones eulogized the Queen's connection with Nigeria and the Commonwealth and is optimistic that King Charles III will sustain this age-long relationship. Known as the Mother of Public Service, Her Majesty the Queen reigned for a period covering the tenure of 15 prime ministers and traversed 117 countries on behalf of the United Kingdom. During her reign, she visited Nigeria twice, first in 1956 and 2003, when the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting was hosted in Abuja. In Lagos, Adeola Komiakiri, NTA News. What could have turned out to be the distribution of diesel classified as off specification has been nipped in the bud by the Federal Operations Unit Zone A of the Nigeria Customs Service, while handing over 2 tankers of the petroleum product to the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. The acting controller of the zone wants Nigerians to be patriotic by avoiding any venture capable of undermining the nation's economy. Michael Alale reports.
This setting depicts that of a petroleum depot with tankers waiting to load and dispatch. But behind the trucks and display of jerrycans are more revelations. The customs said the 2 tankers, jointly containing more than 80,000 liters of diesel, were intercepted at Ijebu-Ode during one of its usual patrol, and at closer examination, the consignments were seized because documents found in the driver's compartment were said to be forged.
We now sent a letter to NMDPR to ascertain the status of the loading of the truck, of which the result came to us that the consignment inside those 2 trucks did not meet the required standard.
The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority commended the customs for supporting its mandate of getting rid of unregulated distribution of petroleum products.
We pray that this synergy will continue in ensuring that smuggling, adulteration of products, and diversion of products is put to the barest minimum.
One positive the Federal Operations Unit Zone A of the Nigeria Customs Service has derived from the seizure and handing over of these 2 tankers is to continue deepening intelligence and surveillance, as this singular act has assisted in truncating multiplier effects associated with the distribution of this kind of products. In Lagos, Michael Olale, NT News.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. The news will be back after this break.
Well, thanks for being there. Now to business. Nigeria's inflation rate has surged further to 20.52% year-on-year. in the month of August 2022 from 19.64% recorded in the previous month. Latest report by the National Bureau of Statistics showed on a month-on-month basis, the index rose by 1.77% compared to 1.82% increase recorded in the previous month. Food inflation rose to 23.12% in August 2022, representing a 1.1 point increase compared to 22.02% recorded in the previous month. On a month-on-month basis, the food inflation rate in July stood at 1.98%. This is 0.07% lower than 2.04% recorded in the previous month. In a bid to ensure continuity in the business of government, Andrew Ogochukwu Owudili has taken over as the acting Auditor General of the Federation. Later, from the Federal Civil Service Commission, dated September 7th, directed Owudili, who is the most senior director, to oversee the office until the appointment of a substantive Auditor General of the Federation. Owudili will replace Adolphus Agugu, who retired from service. Owudili is said to be a result-oriented civil servant with over 30 years of experience as well as competent professional in audit. It's a negative close for some investors in the capital market. The NGX All-Share Index shed 0.07% to close at 49,540.48 points. 167.6 million shares worth 1.2 billion naira exchange hands in 3,458, and market capitalization fell to 26.7 trillion naira. That's a quick look at business. Well, Juma, is back to you.
Thank you, Musa. 25 people have been killed and 58 injured after severe flooding in 5 local government areas of Adamawa State. To mitigate the effects of the disaster, the State Emergency Management Agency has appealed to residents of flood-prone areas to relocate to safety. Tafawa Hamza Mayo reports.
12 local government areas of Adamawa State were affected by flooding. Accordingly, relevant government bodies are up and doing to minimize the effects of the disaster. The State Emergency Management Agency, ATSEMA, in collaboration with NGOs and CSOs, are visiting the areas affected and appeal to residents to relocate to safety.
The last 3 days, as a result of the heavy downpour in Mairawani Primary School of Yola South, building collapsed on the pupils. 8 of them sustained different degrees of fractures, and so many of them also sustained different injuries.
In relation to Lagdo Dam, the Upper Benue River Basin Development Authority, Yola, confirmed that no official communication released in respect of release of waters from the dam, but attributed the flooding to other factors. As of the time of filing in this report, the Adamawa State Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri is in a crucial meeting with relevant stakeholders to act quick in minimizing the effect of the disaster. In Yola, Tafawa Hamza Mayo, NTA News.
It is getting closer to that time of the year where our roads become increasingly busy, and the Federal Road Safety Corps is sparing no time to ensure that the roads are safer for all. Now, to strengthen capacity to minimize auto crashes, the National Association of Road Transport Owners is keen into safety measures by the FRSC for 2022. Abubakar Akwanga reports.
This is not the first time the Federal Road Safety Corps is engaging key players in the transport sector to interact on ways to achieve safer roads. But this visit by the National Association of Road Transport Owners is a huge one, considering its role in moving people and goods to every part of the country.
We promise that we will continue to work harmoniously with the Corps at the national level, as well as the states and other fora, with a view to ensure that we achieve the desired objective. Of course, the desired objective of the Federal Road Safety Corps is accident-free roads and free flow of traffic across the country.
As an agency saddled with the mandate of managing Nigerian roads, FRSC says its safety guidelines and regulations are still very much in force.
Your investment in the transportation sector is heavy,
and you need to protect that investment. So you should put a mechanism where you monitor your drivers, you test them, and ensure that they are fit, and they are medically fit, physically fit.
As Ember Month's campaign continues, the Federal Road Safety Corps is appealing to motorists to ensure that vehicles are roadworthy, not forgetting best practices on the wheels. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Time for another break. We'll be back shortly. Sport update is next.
The Nigeria Golf Federation celebrates the nation's contingent to the 2022 All-Africa Challenge Trophy in Tanzania, where they finished 7th out of the 20 countries, describing the success as proof that Nigeria can achieve a lot in the sport.
The reason why this game has not been popular is because we don't even celebrate our achievements and successes. So the team, Nigeria, I want to thank you for going to make Nigeria proud. We're going to have the Golf Hall of Fame.
We did not just win the championship, we also won the polls where one of us, Mrs. Ekainen Ekweme, was elected as the West and Central Trustee of the AACT.
In football, former General Secretary of the Nigeria Football Federation and presidential aspirant in the forthcoming elective Congress, Musa Ahmadu, hints at the need for stakeholders to seek a holistic pathway towards the revival of Nigerian football.
We need to empower the state football associations. The 37 state football associations are the vehicle that we will need to use for grassroots and football youth development.
In the meantime, the maiden FCT Football Association five-a-side competition ended Thursday with FC Digital Foot defeating Young Planners 5-4 in a keenly contested final to emerge champions.
It's going to be a continuous competition, and we intend to take it to the area councils.
Give us the edge over others team today. One is the teamwork and team fitness.
In tennis,
Tennis has treated me more generously than I ever would have dreamt, and now I must recognize when it is time to end my competitive career.
20-time Grand Slam winner Roger Federer is set to retire from the sport at the age of 41 after he participates at the Labour Cup in London next week. With Sports Update, Ayodeji, Makinde, NTA News.
And with Sports Update, we conclude tonight's news broadcast. Thank you so much for watching. I am Jummai Yusuf.